Hey guys, it's Christina. I'm here with you today to just go over and talk about the registration checklist, which is attached to all of our registration forms. We have actually remade this document within the last couple of days, so I do feel as if it's a much better and more explicit description of what we are wanting to do once we register students. So I just want to go over it with you and help you understand what it's there for, why it's important, but really it's so detailed that if you do follow it, there's just really no way that you can forget a step in entering students into our system and registering them, because I do know that there's a lot of steps that go into just registering one student. So when you have a family that comes in with multiple kids, it's definitely a little bit more challenging. But anyway, so once you register a student with our registration form, which looks like this, you will then go through the registration checklist, which is actually attached to this registration form. And it's on the back, so this is the registration form itself that you fill out while you're on the phone with them, or say they walk in and register, you fill this out. It's on a clipboard up on the desk. And on the back of it, we've created the new registration checklist. Like I said, the other one was a little bit outdated, so it's probably hard to understand or learn, but I'm gonna get this a little bit closer here. You can see it says registration checklist on it. Anyway, so I'm gonna go step by step through, and excuse me here, I'm picking up my clipboard. I'm gonna go step by step as to what this list says, how we do this list, and everything. So number one, if it's a trial month or any sort of trial, so it could be a trial month, it could be just one trial lesson, we have now incorporated two file folders for these. This one says trial lesson, and this one says trial month. And sorry if this video, like, it's backwards to you. But anyway, so we've got an orange and a green folder here. These are our trial folders. We always need signatures, no matter whether they're a trial lesson or trial month. It's just something that as policy and as we grow and we get bigger, we're gonna need to have signatures on every single one of these forms. But to keep things a little bit separate and help people understand this is a trial month, this one's a trial lesson, we decided to go to two different folders. Anyways, back to this checklist. So if they're any sort of trial, you're gonna need these folders, and you're gonna need to pull out, a trial form, which is gonna look like this. This is, very, very typical of what they look like, and have always looked like. So you'll use that form and you'll fill it out, okay? And then you're going to put that form back into this folder. You are not going to put it into the student file folder and file it away. It'll just get lost that way. So this is what we use every single morning when we pull our trials. So that's why it's important to put the trial forms into these folders. And I can't really express that enough, to be honest with you. Let's see here. We are gonna write student's name into the teacher scheduler document, which is located in our teacher schedulers. It's a purple folder, and these all sit up at the desk, so these shouldn't be like new news to you or anything like that. It's definitely something we've been doing for a long time. But this is the teacher scheduler. It looks like this, okay? You write the student's name into the time slot that they have chosen on this specific day, okay? So, and then that of course just goes straight back into the purple folder, which says teacher schedulers. From there, I'm just looking at my checklist to make sure I'm going off of everything correctly. If it is a private lesson only, please cross off the time on the openings document in the teacher schedulers area too. So this document right here the time needs to be crossed off, or not necessarily the time, but like the opening. So, you know, for instance, it says Monday at 4 o'clock, we have got 4 openings. Well, if you register somebody into that time slot, we need to mark that down to 3 openings because now we've lost a room. We keep track of this because this is how we know how many rooms we have available to book students in. We never want to overbook rooms. And so that's why it's super important to grab that document and like cross that off. But anyways, that's located in here, okay? We are gonna then grab a new student handbook. We've got 2 different handbooks. We have got a music handbook and we have got a dance handbook. Okay, so you're gonna grab the correct folder for whichever style of class they're taking. So we're just gonna grab the music one, for instance, here. Inside of this folder, we've got a few different things. We've got a thank you card here, which of course needs to be filled out. So it says dear, you put the student's name in. And then of course you need to, you know, write a return address, or a address, not a return address, but an address that of the student onto this card so they can receive it. Okay, and then from there, that goes into the student's file folder. So anyways, this is the thank you card. It needs filled out. This is for the teacher. So you fill this out and then put it in the teacher's mailbox so they understand that they have a new student coming onto their schedule. And then we've got this policy sheet here that actually needs to be pulled out of this folder, okay? Because this is actually gonna go to be the first document that is in their actual file folder. And the reason why we do that is because it needs a signature on the bottom and we keep it. So that's kind of important to take out of this folder before you just hand it over to the family, because then we forget the policy sheet. Let's see here. We also need to create, excuse me here, I've got so many documents here that I'm trying to go through. We need to create this is what I'm talking about, the actual file folder, the file, the student's file, okay? This is what it is. As you can see, we take a label maker to create this label, okay? The label maker is sitting up front in the organizer, so that should be pretty easily done. I prefer that the name be in medium font. If, for instance, it's a very long name, you're gonna want it in small font so it can fit on the label itself. Okay, so I will show you here in a minute how we're going to assemble our new student file here. But as we move on here, there's also one last thing that we need to do is we need to put a teacher bio into each and every one of our new student handbooks. And the reason we do that is because so many people ask about their teacher. What's my teacher like? What's their background? You know, do they have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, doctorate degree? They just want to know, you know? So what you want to do is go onto the computer located nearest to the entry door. So you'll go to that computer. On the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there is something that says Teacher Bios. Click on it. You can then find the teacher bio that you're looking for and print it out. Then from there, you're going to take that and put it into the student handbook. You'll just slip it in here, okay? But anyways, so that's what you're going to do. Also, there's some bios located if you can't. Like if you don't want to use the computer and you just want a hard copy that's already done, you can go to the cabinet that is sitting under the main desk there. It's a black cabinet. The bottom drawer, if you pull it out, that has every single one of our employees' files in it. You can take that and find the teacher you're looking for and their bios in there as well. So there's 2 options to that, but I mean, whatever's easiest for you. So anyways, that's how that is done for the most part. I'm going to show you how we assemble the folders just so you have an idea of what we are doing. So just give me a second here. Okay, here is the folder itself, okay? We're going to take and put in the handbook, of course, and when we put the handbook in, we are going to, again, make sure you pull this to put in the teacher's mailbox and make sure that you fill this little guy out. It's the thank you card. And we're gonna put this thank you card towards the front, okay? So we're just gonna set it in there. Then what we're gonna do is they're gonna take the registration form that we have, and we're also gonna put that in front of the new student handbook, okay? So it's just our paperwork. And then what we're gonna do is we take our policy sheet, and that is going to go to pretty much the front. So what I like to see is the file folder. And hopefully you can see this. Sorry, I'm adjusting here. There's a thank you card that just dropped. Then we've got our policy page. We've got our registration form. And then we got our new student handbook. Okay, so that's kind of how they're organized. It's pretty simple. Excuse me, I'm picking up the thank you card here. But pretty simple, not that hard. But I just wanted to show everybody how it's done. So that way, it's just a refresher. It's a really good thing to always come back to reviewing something like this, you know? Once you take a phone call, of course, everybody knows what this is, but it's the call and lead tracking source. Okay, with our beautiful highlights, that's good because they're registrations. What you want to do is fill this portion out. You fill it out no matter whether it's a registration or just an inquiry call, you always fill this out, okay? This helps us to track our marketing dollars, you know, because it does ask, like, how did they hear about us? We use these forms to really track our conversion numbers, everything. So this is kind of my big deal. I love that and want to make sure that we keep doing that, okay? I can't think of any other things to really tell you through, you know, that registration checklist, but it's pretty self-explanatory. So really just make sure you walk yourself through each and every step, because it's very explicit and I don't think that you can really mess anything up then. So anyways, if you guys have another video that you want me to make regarding a certain topic, please submit it in to me and I will get it made. So, all right, enjoy your day.